If burning leaves and warm apple crisp are wafting through the air, there is only one place that you could be. You are looking at Bill Sharp Stadium and Net Field on the banks of the Bago, where tonight the Class 3A sectional title will be decided between the Marian Knights and the Jimtown Jimmies on the 46 game of the week. And how you doing, everybody? Between my Hall of Fame partners, but 6 feet apart, Bob Nagel, Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Great to have you with us on what we think will be an exciting night as we pass out some hardware on TV-46. Bob, the Marian Knights come in here with a record of 9-0 on the season. For years under Renji Glon, they were an option team. They have switched to the spread attack, and it's worked. They're ranked number 2 in Class 3A.
Yeah, RPO is a big part of what they do, and they can do it so well because they've got great leadership and great athletes. Maddox Begonia Bright's getting a lot of attention for what he does, and as much as a leader as anything. And they've got some wonderful running backs, and Malcolm Anderson is terrific. On defense, Sete is a big, I mean, they've got people in every position. I had a chance to talk to Mike Davidson about how important it is for the Marian Knights to go at this game tonight with Jimtown to take care of business.
You know, it's easy to have that business-like mentality when it was us and them in this same game last year, and we squeaked by them because of a missed PAT as much as anything. So our guys have had a great focus in that regard, and you know, coming out tonight, we've got to start fast. We've got to use our speed to our advantage, and then make them play catch-up a little bit and make them uncomfortable.
There's something new and something old in the Jimtown maroon and gold. The new is the head coach, Corey Stoner, in his first year at the helm here at Jimtown, has put together a 7-3 record. The old is the style that the Jimmies are playing football with, Bob, a punishing defense and a potent ground attack.
They do have a great ground attack, and you're speaking of old, talking about the coaching staff. A lot of these guys were with Bill Sharp back in the day, and they're back giving their gifts of coaching and learning to the Jimtown players. Tyson House is a young man with a name that's very familiar here at Jimtown. Ethan Duvall is his quality rusher. John Two Reed. They like to go back and forth, but they love to run the ball, run the clock, and take it away from the Marian Knights.
Well, the Jimmies haven't won a sectional title since 2014, and I asked Corey Stoner what grabbing the trophy tonight would mean.
I just be so proud of these kids, you know, and the uncertainty. We just sat up in those stands back in August, and we told the kids we might not get to play when we had to shut down week 1 and week 2. And so just to have this opportunity, to have the community support would just be outstanding for these kids.
The least popular man in Bago Township patrols the sidelines tonight. They still remember what Bo Hunt used to do to the Jimmies here almost 30 years ago. Marion comes in the heavy favorite tonight, Jimtown the underdog. So who has more pressure? The team that might be looking ahead or the team that nobody expects anything from?
Well, I think when I look at Jimtown, nobody really expect them to be in this situation. They just had a fantastic season, and they can just let everything out on the line and just play nice and relax and nice and loose. Whether or not they do that, I think that's the biggest thing. On Marion, of course they're looking ahead. They're looking ahead to that Chittard game, possible matchup in semi-state, looking to that matchup. And the pressure's on them, I believe, because they got to come out here. And if they don't play their game and they're not good with the football and handling it and cause turnovers, Jimtown's the type of team, if you let them in it till the end, they can be a team that can knock you off.
When teams started camp back in August, they dreamed about nights like this, a night when a trophy would be awarded, when you could achieve a status of immortality, get that patch on the jacket and that picture on the wall. We'll see who gets it tonight. It's Marion and Jimtown, and the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win come your way next on the 46 Game of the Week.
This is the WHME TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Intera Credit Union, Bills Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, TCU, Aegis Dental Group, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
And this edition of the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by the Jordan Auto Group. Simple, easy, and stress-free. The Jimtown Jimmies, the home team, have just come out onto the field to take on the Marian Knights. Welcome to our pregame show brought to you by Annie Logan Century 21. And let's give you our Jordan Automotive keys to win for this Class 3A sectional final. We'll start with the Marian Knights, who are led by their quarterback, the senior Maddox Begonia Bright, 6'2", 180 pounds. Begonia Bright, over the last 2 years, has accounted for 60 touchdowns on this Marion squad. This year, he's got 18 of them by throwing the ball and 9 by rushing. Meanwhile, he'll get plenty of help from a cast of characters that includes all-purpose fella Greg Atkinson, a two-way player, a wide receiver, and a defensive back. He's rushed for 215 yards, 358 yards receiving, and a very dangerous special teams return man. The keys to win for Mike Davidson and the Knights.
Well, Chuck, they've got to get ahead and stay ahead if they can, and it gives you a chance to have a license to do anything you want to do offensively. They got to limit their penalties, and they don't need to give the Jimmies any help to stay in the game, and they've got to avoid turnovers. Marion is -6 in turnovers on the season for head coach Mike Davidson. Michael is 29-7 in just his third season at Marion.
Meanwhile, the Jimtown Jimmies rely on a very potent rushing attack, and their two running backs are our two key players. We'll start with Ethan Duvall. This is his second straight year as a 1,000-yard rusher. This year, 1,034 yards and 16 touchdowns. He'll also play some linebacker. He's got 5 sacks. Meanwhile, John Reed is a two-way demon. He can hurt you coming out of the backfield, 327 yards rushing. He can hurt you receiving with 218 yards, and he can hurt you as a defensive back with 4 picks. The keys to win for Corey Stoner and the Jimmies.
Number one, they got to keep Marion in a box, and that is going to be all about an RPO defense. They got to feed everything into the middle so the defense, the linebackers, can make the tackles. They got to tackle in space, and they've got to take their shot and then wrap them up. And they've got to find a way to grind out the clock with the run game. And the more they can keep it away from the Marian Knights, the better off they will be. Corey Stoner in his first season here at Jimtown, 7-3 mark heading into tonight's sectional championship game.
These two teams haven't played a lot over the years, but in recent years, the series has picked up. Marion leads at 6-4. They first met in 1983. Last year, Marion won the sectional final by a missed extra point, 14-13. And the weather tonight is brought to us by Maddox Automotive. 63 degrees for the sectional final. A gentle zephyr out of the southwest at 6, and there's not a chance we'll see any rain at Bill Sharp Stadium tonight. This has been the Annie Logan Century 21 pregame show.
Time now for a check on the uniforms for tonight's game, brought to you by St. Andrew's Products. First for the visitors, the Marian Knights. They are in their white jerseys with blue and gray trim. Their pants are white and their helmets are white with the blue M logo on the side. For the Jimtown Jimmies, they're in their home maroon jerseys with gold numbers and gold names. They are in their gold pants with a maroon stripe, and they're wearing gold helmets here tonight in this sectional championship game. The teams look great in tonight's game, and St. Andrews Products can do the same for your team. Reach them at sales@standrewscorp.com.
Isaac Daniels is the kicker for the Jimtown Jimmies. He waits for the clock to hit 000s and get reset, and we'll be just about ready for football here at Bill Sharp Stadium.
Almost gives us time to go down and get another slice of that Jimtown pizza. When the Jimtown Jimmies are hungry, they go to Jimtown Pizza. Whether you're hungry for pizza, chicken strips, breadsticks, breaded mushrooms, or ice cream, Jimtown Pizza can feed your family, your whole team. You can also find the same great food at Cook's Pizza in Wakarusa. A big thank you goes out to Jimtown Pizza. They fed our crew tonight, did a terrific job.
Daniels sends this kick hurtling into the end zone for the touchback. We're underway. And Marion will have it 1st and 10 at its own 20 with Maddox Begonia Bright at quarterback. Begonia Bright converting on about 65% of his passes this year for 1,167 yards, but he's also a dangerous weapon running the football, 366 yards rushing. The Knights score 39 points a game. Pretty good balance on this offense. They run it for 174. They throw it for 136. And there you see the senior Bright, who was injured against Jimtown in the sectional final last year. Right on play action, wants to go deep. He's got a man wide open, and you can cue the fight song. Jason Johnson has an 80-yard touchdown. The touchdown sponsored by Christensen Furniture, and just like that, the Marion Knights have exploded. Wow. They got caught on play action looking into the secondary, and Johnson blew right by everybody for his 5th touchdown of the year and his 23rd catch.
That drive covered 80 yards in one play and 10 seconds off the clock. Wow, what a start. Marion wanted to get ahead early in the ball game, and it'll be up to the Jimtown Jims to come back.
Yeah, key number 1 of the keys to win has been taken care of in 10 seconds. Alec Markley on to try the extra point, sponsored by Markley and Associates. It is up and it is good. And just like that, Marion is up 7-0.
Christensen's Furniture, by the way, sponsored one of our features tonight. Christensen Furniture, a local family-owned business serving Michiana since 1912. If you're looking for the perfect furniture for your home, Christensen's Furniture is everything you need for bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms, some office furniture that's just unbelievable, and theater furniture and more. Christensen's Furniture, where affordability meets style.
By the way, we want to mention a couple of our other sponsors as you look at Jason Johnson on the far sidelines. BD Industries sponsors our Facebook live stream, and Granite Creations is our first quarter sponsor tonight.
Get back, 27, let's go. Get it back.
So now Alec Markley will do the kicking for the Marion Knights. And John Two Reed is one of the deep men for Jimtown. Markley, a 5'11 junior. We've got 2 very good kickers in this game tonight.
You know, Chuck, this is where the head coach of Jimtown walks down the sideline and says, well, we didn't think we were going to shut him out anyway, did we?
So here's Markley on the approach. Kick goes hurtling into one of the up men, and that'll be returned to about the 37-yard line. That's Sam Garner on the return that time for Jimtown. And so good field position for the Jimmies as they send Tyson House out at quarterback. House, 27 of 61 throwing the ball for 512 yards and 6 touchdowns. Doesn't run it a whole lot. 34 carries for just 40 yards.
For over 60 years, industry has relied on the great team at Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT is the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. The medical, automotive, defense, and aerospace challenges have built our legacy. Reach us at iftworldwide.com. At IFT, they'll work to your finish correctly.
Ethan Duvall got the handoff and was greeted by a host of white jerseys. Esau Gonzalez in on the stop. It gives us a chance to meet the Jimtown offense, sponsored by Jimtown Athletics. Duvall and Reed, a potent backfield. They don't throw it a whole lot, but Nick Carruthers, the tight end, the leading receiver with 12 catches. An offensive line with some seniors in there, 4 of them. Stone Normant, the center, at the anchor spot. And they've got an all-state offensive tackle in Yvonne Reisecker. 2nd and 9. Long count by House. He bumps into his running back, but that didn't work out too poorly for Ethan Duvall. Gavin Stefanik makes the stop that time for Marion, and we'll meet the Marion defense right now. As you go across that front line, Mitchell Menting with 9 sacks. Stefanik, the leading tackler. Keep an eye on Stefano Setti. He can lay the lumber to you. And in that secondary, pretty good safeties with Brady Hoskins with 46 stops on the year. 3rd and 7 for Jimtown. John Two Reed, the tail of the tandem. And it's Reed getting the handoff, trying to go up the middle, and Mitchell Menting stuffs him at the 43-yard line. 4th down in a punting situation for Jimtown.
John Two Reed on the carry, take down number 6.
Punts tonight sponsored by Zolkowski Construction.
For Jimtown.
Yeah, Jimmy's ran the ball. They need to run the ball effectively tonight to be successful. That's what they do. But Marion had about 8 guys in the box looking for that running game inside.
Greg Atkinson, the deep man for Marion. Isaac Daniels does the punting and averages 35 yards a boot this year. Marion with 10 at the line of scrimmage, but they back him off. High snap, and Daniels gets it out of there, but it's going to kick away from Atkinson, and Marion will have very good field position to start their second drive.
Lather and Fade Shop is proud to announce a new location in downtown South Bend, along with the current Granger and Elkhart locations. Lather and Fade offers world-class barber experience, whether you want a vintage, classic, or modern look. Check out latherandfadeshop.com.
So after an 80-yard touchdown pass on the first play of the game, let's see what Marion comes back with here for Maddox Begonia Bright. Twins to each side of the senior quarterback. Malcolm Anderson is running back off to his right. And it's Anderson trying to weave his way through traffic, but he's wrapped up around the ankles that time by the Jimtown defense. And let's meet that Jimmy defense the Marion offense. Well, let's go with the Jimtown defense. Jimtown Athletics, the sponsor, Tim Hutter having a great year. Braden Garner and Keaton Wolf, the linebackers, the top duo there. And keep an eye in the secondary on Jontu Reed. This is a nice run for Greg Atkinson. In fact, it's going all the way to the house. Touchdown, Marion. So Greg Atkinson takes it 59 yards. And all of a sudden, Marion finds itself up 13-0. He got a nice little screen block that time from Jason Johnson. And then Atkinson goes on into the end zone. For Greg Atkinson, that is his third rushing touchdown of the year. Alec Markley on to try the extra point. The touchdown sponsored by Christensen Furniture. The extra point by Markley and Associates. The snap is clean. The kick is up. And it is good. We have only played 2 minutes and 59 seconds. And all of a sudden, the Marion Knights, the second-ranked team in Class 3A, find themselves leading 14-0 on 46. This edition of the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Intera Credit Union. We get it because we live here too. Greg Atkinson getting a little bit of a talking to from the official on the far sideline. They may have been able to throw a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct for the peace sign that he threw up as he was going into the end zone.
Folks, Judson University celebrates excellence in academics and athletics. Judson cultivates an environment of excellence in all fields motivated by faith. You can go to judson.edu to learn more about Judson College programs, campus life, and you can schedule a visit. That's Judson University.
By the way, the kickoff into the end zone sponsored by Markley and Associates, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Jimtown at its own 20. And the offense takes the field for just the second time tonight, finding itself in a 14-0 hole.
Well, Marion's only had the ball for 36 seconds. That's all it took to score twice.
Couple of lightning strikes for the Knights early in this one. We'll see if Jimtown can chisel its way back. I formation backfield. And the handoff to Jontu Reed, and he's got a couple of Knights just racking him as he gets the football. Michael Murphy, the middle linebacker, came off to finish him off at the line of scrimmage. You'll get another look, courtesy of our friends at Aegis Dental Group. Just way too much penetration along that defensive line that time for Marion. So again, it's 2nd and 10. Long distance situations do not bode well for this Jimtown offense. House is going to try to throw. Under pressure, now scrambles. He's got some room to run, and he's got himself a first down up to the 31-yard line. It's sponsored by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care. Tyson House with an 11-yard scramble. You'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group. And the feet served him well there before the safety, Gabe Kerr, came up and made the stop.
Jim's needed some kind of a spark to get him going here. Another punt right away would have been tough, but that was a great play by House. And Almost Chuck Marion's defense is so overwhelming that you need to go misdirect short on that case of broken play.
Knights had 8 in the box that time, and they're able to shut down another run by Duvall after a pickup of 3 that time, as Drew Geiger came up and made the stop from defensive end.
Folks, Pierce Electric Incorporated is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Good luck to the Jimmies tonight. Go fight Jimmies. Pierce Electric can handle all your residential, commercial, and industrial electrical services.
2nd and 8 from the 33-yard line. Here's the handoff. Nope, House kept it himself, and he'll get 2. Again, the tackle made around the ankles on the Jimtown quarterback, and that'll set the Jimmies up with a 3rd and 6.
Another big 3rd down play in their own territory, so the Jimmies can throw the ball. The thing is, they wanted to not only run it, but control the clock by running it. Shorten the game a bit. That's what they do.
Jackson Clopton checks into the game for Jimtown, and he splits far to the right. They do play action. House fires, and it's intercepted. Grady Hoskins with the pick, and he'll bring it back to the 37-yard line. House threw it right into the breadbasket of the Marion safety, and he gets his first interception of the year. You'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group. The pressure was coming, and House threw into double coverage. He was trying to find his tight end, Nick Carithers, but he was well covered up that time. So we'll meet the Marion offense, since this is the first time we've had a chance to actually get that in tonight. Maddox Begonia Bright, the quarterback. Malcolm Anderson, the leading rusher among the backs. Talented crew of receivers led by Jason Johnson, and the front line has some bulk up there with Larry Daher and Trace Walter at the tackles. On the counter play, it's Malcolm Anderson running up the middle, and Anderson takes it to 1st down yardage up to the 27-yard line. So the first carry by Anderson tonight goes for 10.
All you need for a 1st down, isn't it?
So it's 1st and 10 at the 27. We're only midway through the first, and Marion knocking at the door of opening up a 21-0 lead. Begonia Bright throws out in the flat. He's got his man, that's Davion Taylor. Taylor gets a couple of blocks, still on his feet, and finally goes down at about the 22-yard line. Landon Buchanan, the linebacker, with the tackle that time after a pickup of about 5. Knights going with an up-tempo offense here. Maddox Begonia Bright checking his wristband. Has 3 receivers split to his left. On 2nd and 5. Play clock down to 5. And finally, they give it off to Malcolm Anderson, trying to go around the outside. Big hole, going to the end zone, touchdown, Marion. Anderson for 22 yards in the touchdown, and it's sponsored by Christensen Furniture. He got a big block on the outside from Kyrell Franklin, and nobody laid a glove on him. So Markley and Associates sponsors the extra point by Alec Markley. It'll be out of the hold of Jason Johnson. Snap, set down, and kick are all good. And with 5:14 to go in the first quarter, it's all Marion as we get started in this 3A sectional final. The Knights have exploded to a 21-0 lead on Jimtown on 46. This edition of the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. Chuck Freeby, Bob Nagel, the third member of our crew, Bo Hunt. We'll get a Bill's Heating sideline report from after this kickoff, sponsored by Markley and Associates by Alec Markley.
Marion with 176 yards of offense already in the ballgame.
Ball batted around there. Deacon Dylan Beck picks it up and takes it back to the 20. Bo, how impressive is Marion with the start they have tonight? Is it a difference of speed, size, or what has allowed them to explode here at the start?
I think it has to do a lot of things, but the biggest thing is the speed. We talked about how fast this Marion team was, and talking to people around here as I'm walking up, and that's the one thing that concerned them the most is how fast, not just 1, 2, or 3 players, 5, 6, 7 players that they have, how fast they are and how quick they can get out and get in the open. I think that's the biggest things. Once they got past the linebackers, they were gone. There was nobody else that were going to catch them on all 3 of those plays.
Corey Stoner said he wanted to keep him in a shoebox tonight. It's a shoebox of track cleats. Here's the pitch to Jontu Reed, and he's got problems in the backfield, and a flag comes in. This could be a face mask against Marion.
Folks, Central Hardware and Plumbing Supply is a proud supporter of the Jimtown Jimmies, your complete source for all your hardware and plumbing needs. They feature Flint and Walling pumps, irrigation products, as well as well supplies. Come see the experts at Central Hardware and Plumbing in Elkhart on Old 33 West.
So Reed lost 4 on the play, but the 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 9 as you're going to get another look here. I think it was Mitchell Menting that reached in there, and there's the face mask right there. And quite frankly, the Knights fortunate that was only a 5-yarder. So 1st and 9 from the 21. I formation again for the Jimmies. And again, they'll give it to Jontu Reed. He's got some room to run, and he's got a 1st down. Sponsored by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care. Reed was about a step away from a chance to take that one to the house.
Good carry by Reed. He's quick. I think maybe the Jimmies are maybe going to relax a little bit now. They have had a tough start, but go back to doing what you do, and that's what the head coach talked about this week.
Well, they definitely need to grind some time off the clock, give that defense a chance. That was a 10-yard pickup for Reed, and it's 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. It looks like Ethan Duvall gets a nice surge that time and picks up about 5, and that's a little bit more of what Jimtown had in mind tonight. It'll be 2nd and 5. Now Jimtown picking up the tempo. And they'll take a moment here to look over to the sidelines and get the play. House looks over the Marion defense with 9 in the box. Hands it off to Jontu Reed. He knocks over 1 defender, gets to the 40. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Jimtown Athletics would like to congratulate all of our amazing student athletes participating in fall sports. Thank you for your leadership and keep up the great work. That's from the folks here at Jimtown.
So 3rd and 1. And again, Jimtown will take a moment to get the play and check the wristbands and try to take some more time off this clock here in the 1st quarter, even though they're down by 21. This time it's Duvall on the handoff, and he surges forward to the 47. Good hard run by Ethan Duvall, who has been a 1,000-yard rusher each of the last 2 years. Another 1st down sponsored by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care after a pickup of 6. Jimtown bench trying to stay in this game, even though their team is down by 21 here in the 1st. See the clock in the bottom right-hand corner of your Intera Credit Union scoreboard. Here's the pitch to Jontu Reed as they try to go around the outside. Ball comes loose. And they say, are they saying Reed is down, or are they saying it's Marion ball? It apparently is Reed was down at the 49-yard line. A pickup of 2. You'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group.
I think he was down.
Replay would disagree.
Well, we'll just keep that our little secret.
But you see, the ball is, he's in the air and the ball is out. So, should have been a fumble on Jimtown. It wasn't. The Jimmies in need of a break, maybe getting one here, and it's 2nd and 8. Play action, the throw out into the flat, nobody there. They were looking for Hunter Conrath, but the throw well behind him. It'll be 3rd and 8.
The high school game of the week is being brought to you by Frog Plumbing. Frog Plumbing reminds you that we all have a role to play in making the world a better place. Change, it starts with you. A nice message from the folks at Frog Plumbing.
Corey Stoner in the red mask there, looking on, trying to encourage his team here in his first year as the head coach of the Jimtown football program. He's also the head coach of the baseball program here at Jimtown. On 3rd and 8, House under pressure is going to try to run for it, and he gets nowhere close. Got across the midfield stripe, and that was about it. Gavin Stefanik comes up and makes the hit. And it'll be 4th and 8, or excuse me, 4th and 6, and punting time for the Jimmies. The punt sponsored by Zolkowski Construction.
House is a threat to run that football. Did a good job there of getting some positive yardage, but boy, that Marion defense is, you know, we talked about the RPO effect that Marion was worrying the Jimtown Jimmies about, but Marion's kind of feeding them right into the middle.
So on 4th and 6, Daniels takes his time and punts it out of there to Greg Atkinson back at his 11. Atkinson around the left side, look out! There's nobody out there but Daniels, and he gets blocked, and that's an 89-yard punt return for a Marion touchdown. Greg Atkinson turned on the Jets and took that to a different level right away on this punt. Once he got to that point, there was only one person, and the punter was in a bad 4-on-1 situation.
He had blockers in front of him, he needed them.
So Atkinson with his 2nd touchdown of the night. This one an 89-yarder. It's sponsored by Christensen Furniture, and the extra point sponsored by Markley and Associates. What a performance by Marion in all 3 phases of the game here in the first quarter. We wait for the snap. There it is. The kick is up and good. 26 seconds left in the stanza, and Marion off to a 28-0 lead.
First Choice Auto Body is cheering on their Jimtown Jimmies for over 30 years. First Choice Auto Body has been your first choice for all your auto body needs. Call today to schedule an appointment for your repair, and that's at First Choice Auto Body.
So Marion leading 28-0. We'll keep an eye open for some other scores from around the area, as first quarters are probably about ready to expire in a lot of places. Up in Michigan, the St. Joe Bears off to a 14-3 lead on Harper Creek. That's a district semifinal up there. Buchanan leads Brandywine 7-0 in the first in a district semifinal up there as well. John 2 Reed and Deacon Dillenbeck, the deep men. They're in the second quarter at Edwardsburg. Edwardsburg leading Vicksburg 16-0. So those district games going about the way we expected them to go. Here's Alec Markley's kickoff, sponsored by Markley and Associates. Deacon Dillenbeck will pick it up at about the 8. Dillenbeck down the sidelines to about the 21-yard line. And that's where Jimtown will set up with a 28-0 deficit and 22 seconds to go in the quarter.
St. Andrews Products, your expectations become our standards. We have the best promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and apparel. Our team handles all embroidery and screen printing in-house to guarantee the quality and timely turnaround that you need to meet your needs. At St. Andrews Products, our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Warsaw with a 7-0 lead on Homestead in the first. Mishawaka a 6-0 lead on South Bend Adams. That's in the first at TCU School Field. Cavemen trying to get their third consecutive sectional championship. Mishawaka has never done that in football before.
What a turnaround. They started 0-3, and we kept saying they might be the best 0-3 team in the state. They're proving that they might be.
House lobs it out there, and it's complete. He's got John Reed in space. Reed taken out of bounds by Caleb Lusanga at the Marion 42. So John Reed on a 27-yard pickup, a first down sponsored by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care, make it 37 yards actually. And that'll likely be the last play of the first quarter. Clock ticking down to 2-1, and that's it. And the first quarter was dominated by the Marion Knights. They had touchdowns from Jason Johnson, Greg Atkinson, Malcolm Anderson, and Atkinson again, and they lead at 28-0 on 46. This edition of the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Aegis Dental Group. That's trusted dentistry. As always, after the first quarter, we go downstairs for a Bills Heating Sideline Report. Bo Hunt, I'm going to ask you this. How far can this Marion team go in the tournament? I know there's a little team down in Indianapolis called Bishop Chatard waiting at the semi-state level.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I mean, we saw them earlier in the year. We saw the sparks and here and there, and were they really coming together? They had a few weeks off here and there, and they're a well-oiled machine right now. I mean, this Jimtown team is not any pushover team. They're a really solid team playing in the NIC as well. And, you know, for them to come out here and do this, we talked about their speed and how you're going to defend that. And I think that's one of the biggest things different from this year and last year was just how much speed they have in multiple positions. It's not just their specialty position, it's their linemen as well. It's their linebackers. I mean, just a lot of speed on this team in every single position, guys.
Second quarter brought to us tonight by Granite Creations. Jimtown looking at the 1st and 10 from the Marion 42. And the pitch comes to Ethan Duvall. He tries to get around the outside, runs over Caleb Lusanga, and picks up about 6 on the play. Duvall's not a very big kid, 5'9", 175 pounds. But one of the notes I had, very tough, and he showed it there.
Boy, a good 6-yard carry and ran right into the contact and didn't back down a bit. So that's got the fans a little bit excited here in the Jimtown.
It doesn't take much. We can tell you that over the years here at Jimtown.
No, they'll get going, and I'm sure that the officials won't be right on every call tonight. But Jimtown getting some things going here in their last couple of possessions.
Looking at a 2nd and 4. The handoff went up the middle, and so did the Marion linebackers. Michael Murphy comes in with the stop of Ethan Duvall after a pickup of 1. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Hardware Plus is a proud sponsor of high school sports and has been Osceola's favorite local hardware store for nearly a century, featuring a wide selection of products and customer service experts. Hardware Plus, where your service begins with the words, "How can we help you?" and a handshake.
Trent Daniels in the game now as one of the backs along with Ethan Duvall. The pitch to Duvall. Daniels the lead blocker, and Marion snuffs that one out at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 3, and you figure at this point of the game, Corey Stoner's got nothing left to do but go for it. Michael Murphy having a strong game at linebacker, as is that man, 77, Stefano Setti. And Corey Stoner, who was the defensive coordinator here at Jimtown for a couple of years, now hoping his offense can do something here on 4th and 3. It's Duvall again trying to go up the middle, and he did not get the first down. Marion holds on downs and turns over Jimtown. Big Stefano Sette at the bottom of the pile, coming up with the hit for Marion.
Yeah.
Get another look from Aegis Dental Group as you'll see Trace Walter also in on the hit that time.
Marion Knights get the ball, and I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Davidson doesn't try to run the ball, run some clock off here in this second quarter. Folks, Granite Creations of Mishawaka works with the area's finest architects, designers, and builders. They fabricate granite, marble, and quartz. Whether you need a countertop, vanity, shower, tub deck, or fireplace, give them a call at 255-2121. That's 255-2121 for more information and get a free estimate.
Malcolm Anderson with a stutter step and then carrying tacklers with them, and Braden Garner was able to make the tackle that time after a pickup of about 7 on the play. And it looks like we've got a new quarterback in for Marion, as Bryce Lassane, the backup, getting some time here in the second quarter with a 28-point lead. No sense in taking a risk with Maddox Begonia Bright. Lassane throws out in the flat, completes it that time to Kyrell Franklin, and Franklin has the first down up to the 46-yard line. You have to remember, Maddox Begonia Bright was hurt in the game against Jimtown last year in the sectional final. I think Mike Davidson and his offensive coordinator, Brett Badek, are being very careful here to make sure Begonia Bright is available down the road.
Well, you get 28 points on the board in the first quarter. You can take those kind of opportunities, get your guys some action against the other team's first team.
Malcolm Anderson running up the middle, and Anderson tackled by Landon Buchanan after a pickup of 7, and it'll be 2nd and 3. And I imagine Marion will take its time a little bit, though. They seem to be keeping the tempo up right here.
Well, again, you got to do what you do, and that's what Marion does well.
Handoff to Anderson again. He breaks a couple of tackles. Jontu Reed put the shoulder into him and helps him go down at the 39, but not before Marion first down. A pickup of 8 on the play for Malcolm Anderson. And there's Maddox Begonia Bright cheering from the sidelines. His work may well be done tonight.
Folks, the weather is warm now, but winter is coming. Maddox Automotive provides full service car care, including heavy-duty trucks and snowplows. Get 40 years experience and great labor rates at Maddox Automotive. They're on Old 33 in Elkhart.
Pioneer now leading Bremen 14-0 as Lassane heaves it down the field, and it is dropped out there. It was intended for Jason Johnson, but he couldn't hang on. The defensive back, Cooper Frank, got all kinds of turned around on this throw, and Lassane, who had only thrown 11 passes on the year, put a pretty good one out there for Johnson. He just didn't hang on to it. 2nd and 10 for Marion. We can tell you Homestead has taken a 14-7 lead on Warsaw. That's early second quarter.
Warsaw got off to a good start in that ball game.
Malcolm Anderson stutter steps. There's a flag here and likely a hold called on Marion. Looked like Tommy Burke may have tackled somebody in the backfield that time.
Zukowski Construction has over 35 years experience in commercial building and restoration. Zukowski is an area leader in general contracting, interior work, masonry contracting, and restoration. Painting, as well as new design and construction. Whether you need a new building or renovation, visit build.com. Build.com to reach the folks at Zukowski Construction.
You saw the replay from Aegis Dental Group. Here's a blocking tip for Caleb Lusanga. Don't latch your hands behind the man's back. That will help not get the holding call. Here's Davion Taylor on the jet sweep. Taylor spins out of a couple of tackles, still on his feet, and finally goes down at the 47-yard line. That'll set up Marion with a 3rd and 18.
First negative impact of anything going on for Marion so far tonight on this possession.
Penalties have been a problem for Marion throughout the year. That is one of the things that Mike Davidson noted to us when we talked to him at practice this week. That's something they've got to get under control. Here on 3rd and 18, Lassane wanted to step up in the pocket, now decides he's going to scramble, and that wasn't the best decision. He'll go down after a pickup of 1. Landon Buchanan with another tackle. The wrestler has had himself a nice first half. Had his name called on a number of tackles tonight.
Griffin Trailer says, go Jimmys. Griffin Trailers manufactures full-line trailers at a variety of sizes and colors. For more information, contact your local dealers, Motorsports in Elkhart and Cargo Plus in Middlebury.
Alec Markley on to punt. The punt sponsored by Markley and Associates. You see Deacon Dillenbeck, one of the deep men there for Jimtown. And Markley hangs this one high into the November night. And Marion kept it from going into the end zone and downs it at the 4-yard line. Terrific special teams play by Marion. They lead it 28-0 midway through the second on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by the IHSAA, partnering with TV-46 for over 30 years. Chuck, Bob, and Bo back with you at Bill Sharp Stadium. 28-0, Marion on top of Jimtown. And the Jimmies will have to start this possession all the way back at their own 4-yard line after a terrific punt by Alec Markley.
Jim's got to be careful. They don't want to turn the ball over here to the Marion Knights. They've done some positive things, Chuck. They got a stop on the Marion Knights in that last possession.
Ethan Duvall with a 1-yard pickup there. Stefano Sete and Drew Geiger bring him down.
Folks, here's a Jimtown Senior Highlight brought to you by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care. Safety Quentin Vandervoort, friends call him Q, worked at Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care for 2 years. After graduation, he plans to pursue an automotive industry career, and with his free time, he plays video games, and he'll eat anything in Buffalo Wild Wings. So will I. Congratulations.
Here's another handoff, and John Reed is spun down by Stefano Sete. And in the backfield, lost a couple of yards that time. Sete, a terrific junior linebacker, 5'11", 232 pounds, and he just cantilevered him that time.
John Reed on the tackle. Taken down by Gunn. Brings up 3rd down for Jimmy.
It'll be 3rd and 11. Yeah, everybody checking their wristband. Clock down to 5 minutes to go, first half. House from the end zone. Has to get out of there and did to avoid the safety. Esau Gonzalez gets the stop at the 2-yard line. 4th down and another punting situation for Jimtown, sponsored by Zolkowski Construction. You get another look at the near safety that time for Marion.
Both Markey and Associates would like to give a special shout out to Marion's senior players, as well as all the rest of the team. They're very proud of all of you and your accomplishments. They'd also like to thank our entire coaching staff, all the teachers and administrators at Marion High School. We appreciate your work. Our school community is a true family. Go Knights from the folks at Markey and Associates.
A high snap off the crossbar will be a safety for Marion, and they now take a 30-0 lead. Isaac Daniels was standing as close as he could to the goal line, but staying in. The snap went high and clanged right off the crossbar, and as soon as that ball hit the crossbar, it was dead, and Marion extends the lead to 30-0. The special teams have contributed a touchdown and a safety tonight.
At time of possession, still heavily favoring Jimtown, but because Marion hadn't taken very long to score.
And now Jimtown's going to have to kick it away. And if Marion gets another touchdown, the running clock will start.
Folks, your proud sponsor, Weaver Consultants Group, located in Granger, Indiana, wants to wish the Marion Knights good luck in tonight's game and the rest of the season. Check out Weaver Consultants Group on the web at wcgrp.com. That's wcgrp.com to see how they can identify solutions to help you achieve your business needs.
So Isaac Daniels will put the ball in play here. The kickoff sponsored by Zolkowski Construction. And you got to be careful about kicking it deep to this Marion team because all three of the guys back deep for the Knights capable of taking it to the house. Daniels puts a deep foot to it.
Good kick.
Drives Davion Taylor back to the 16. Taylor looking for running room, and he's got some on the right side. Taylor finally dragged down by the kicker Daniels, and we've got an injured Jimmy down on the field at the 40. So the kicker Daniels saves the touchdown, and you'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group. Knights are doing a great job of blocking on these special teams plays. And Daniels stayed low and got him at the 47.
More great field position for the Knights. Folks, Marion High School students have many opportunities during their 4 years to take dual credit classes. And those count of both high school and college credits. The class of 2020 earned over 4,300 credits during their 4 years, and 95 students in that class received 15 credits or more, and that's at least one college semester's worth of credits. The best part of the dual credit class offered at no additional cost to the families. We invite you to learn more about your dual credit program by visiting our website. That's marionhs.org to discover the advantages of being a Knight.
3:59 to go first half. We'll take a break with Marion up 30-0 on 46. And this edition of the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. Jared Widdop going off the field under his own power. That's a great sign. He was down on the field for a little bit, but got a nice ovation as he got up. And now we will see if Marion goes back to, and they have, Maddox Begonia Bright here with a 30-0 lead. Might be his only action of the game. Caleb Lusanga right up the middle. Lusanga still on his feet to the outside. Lusanga all the way down to the 22-yard line. That's a pickup of 25 for the backup tailback. Well, we saw him break off a huge run in the game that we did against St. Joe this year. And he got some nice blocking up front. In fact, there were linemen still looking for people to block.
Lusanga's first carry of the night.
Lusanga, only a junior, 5'11", 179 pounds. He stands to the right of Maddox Begonia Bright, and he gets the handoff again. Lusanga working his way towards the end zone, goes down inside the 5. Caleb Lusanga with about a 19-yard run that time to take it to the 3. It'll be first and goal from there. Boy, look at the shifty feet of Lusanga on that play. And then the power to take it down there. Keaton Wolf helped bring him down.
BD Industries in Elkhart has been the leader in aerospace metal finishing for over 40 years. BD Industries is wishing both Jimtown Jimmies and the Marion Knights best of luck in tonight's matchup. And they want to wish everyone this year a happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday season.
Caleb Lusanga for the touchdown on a 3-yard run. And Marion has upped the advantage to 36-0. It's sponsored by Christensen Furniture. It was all Lusanga on that drive, 3 straight carries, but in truth, it was all the Marion offensive line, which just blew big holes open for him. So another extra point sponsored by Markley and Associates. And Alec Markley's kick is up and good, and it is 37-0 in favor of Marion.
Well, folks, we mentioned that BD Industries in Elkhart has been the leaders in aerospace metal finishing solutions for over 40 years. BD Industries in Elkhart putting family first since 1979. Now, we also want to tell you that when you're ready to get moving, contact Annie Logan with Century 21. She's licensed in Indiana and Michigan. Annie is an executive on consecutive multi-million-dollar year producers. And Annie loves to go above and beyond for you, one of Michiana's industry leaders, whether you're buying or selling. If you want to get good results, call Annie Logan.
Updating you on some other scores from around the area. Up in Michigan, St. Joe now with a 28-3 lead on Harper Creek. That's in the first half of a district semifinal. We can also tell you Buchanan has a 20-0 lead on Brandywine in that district semifinal, as Markley and Associates sponsors the kickoff here by Alec Markley. And Markley on the approach, hangs this one a spinner down the sidelines, taken at the 15-yard line. Jontu Reed, he'll return it back to the 27, and that's where the Jimmies will set up. The running clock, by the way, does not start until the second half.
Folks, TCU understands the importance of growing your future, whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business. TCU is here for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit TCUnet.com to start growing your future today. They're federally insured by the NCUA. They're an equal housing opportunity lender.
Cam Wiltfong with a touchdown for Elkhart. They take a 7-0 lead on Chesterton in the first. Mishawaka now with a 12-7 lead on Adams. That game now in the second quarter. Here it's 1st and 10 from the 27 for Jimtown. Handoff up the middle, and Ethan Duvall with room to run. Can he outrun him? Atkinson chases him down at the 20. Atkinson with a DK Metcalf kind of effort there to bring him down after a 53-yard run by Ethan Duvall, and a first down sponsored by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
74 yards here in the first half for Duvall. And they've had some success running the football and, again, doing what they do. But they'd love to get on the board here before halftime.
That puts him over 1,100 yards rushing for the season. Last year he ran for 1,047. Over 2,600 yards in his career. Duvall submarined that time by Michael Murphy, who is one of the more improved Marion Knights this season. Murphy really struggled in the opener against Mishawaka as he adapted to the starting linebacker position. But he has come on strong towards the end of the year.
Here's a Jimtown Senior highlight brought to you by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care. Inside linebacker Keaton Wolf has worked at Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care his whole life, but he's officially been on the staff for just 2 years. After graduation, he plans to go to Ball State and get a business degree before he returns to the family business. His free time, well, he spent it playing video games, spending time with his family and friends, and hanging out with his girlfriend. No names listed.
She's in witness protection. Duvall with the carry that time. Picked up about 3. The stop made by Braden Berry. And it'll be 3rd and 7.
Coming up at halftime, our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. And a look at some great highlights and all the stats for you.
At least great highlights from the Marion side. 3rd and 7. Jontu Reed flexed out wide to the right. And that's where House is going. They got Jontu one-on-one, and he makes the Moss-like catch. Jontu Reed with the grab. He went right over the top of the Marion defensive back. And the touchdown sponsored by Annie Logan Century 21. Reed was back there along with the defensive back Blake Oberg, and they got tangled up. But a 17-yard touchdown grab for Jontu Reed gets the Jimmies on the board.
Pretty efficient effort right there for the Jimtown Jimmies.
And you take a look at Isaac Daniels, their outstanding kicker. 29 out of 32 on extra points this year. He also has a 48-yard field goal to his credit this season. The snap a little low, and the kick was partially blocked. That is the 6th block kick, either a punt or place kick, by Marion this year. But here's another look at the play as Reed went right over the top of the defensive back, and then even though their arms were tangled up, he was able to hang on for the touchdown.
Folks, the COVID-19 pandemic has changed many things in our world, but not the love, dedication, and commitment that the Marion High School faculty and staff have for providing a Catholic education rooted in the gospel message of Christ for each student. We invite you to learn more about how Marion students learn with humility, serve with compassion, and lead with integrity by visiting our website, marionhs.org, for more information. Go Knights!
Drew Mason with his 2nd touchdown of the night puts Mishawaka on top of Adams 20-7. They're going to the 2nd at Liberty Field in Stark County, and Winnemac and North Judson are scoreless in a Class 1A sectional. Pioneer with a 16-0 lead on Bremen. That's late in the 2nd quarter down at Don Bungie Field.
Well, Winnemac, North Judson, you can almost hear the contact up here. They're knocking heads down there.
Meanwhile, Isaac Daniels ready for a kick sponsored by Zolkowski Construction. With 1:02 left to go here in the first half. And Daniels with an onside kick effort, but it's fielded by Marion, and they'll have it at the Jimtown 47. Well, it wasn't a bad idea, but not every night turned their back, and Caden Middleton was able to make the recovery on the onside kick.
A bad idea either, Chuck. You eliminate another big return opportunity for the Knights. And who knows, you come up with this football. Again, there has been some momentum wearing a maroon jersey, not enough to overcome a big deficit here in the first half, but Marion's lead is 31 now with 56 seconds left to go in the first half.
Well, if Middleton had not been stopped there at the 47, I mean, he was in pretty good position. He could have had an onside kick return. I've seen Notre Dame able to do that once before. I think it might have even been Todd Light or Deke Cooper, somebody like that.
I think it was Todd Light.
So here's the snap to Maddox Begonia Bright, and Malcolm Anderson runs for about 4 yards up to the 43-yard line. Pick up a 4 for the starting tailback for Marion, who came into the game with 561 yards on the year after a meniscus injury last season. Begonia Bright wants to throw, has Kyrell Franklin in the flat. Franklin breaks a couple of tackles and is knocked out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at the 30-yard line. That'll give Marion a first down in Jimtown territory. Pick up 13 on the play that time for Begonia and Franklin. Still 33 seconds, and Marion has a full complement of timeouts remaining, so the whole field is theirs to be used. Jimtown coming on a blitz. It got picked up, and Begonia Bright hits his receiver. That's Greg Atkinson up to the 20-yard line, inside the 20 to about the 18. Marion will use a timeout with 24 seconds to go here in the first half.
Once again, our thanks to Jimtown Pizza. Folks, when the Jimmies are hungry, they go to Jimtown Pizza. Whether you're hungry for pizza, chicken strips, breadsticks, breaded mushrooms, or ice cream, Jimtown Pizza can feed your family or your whole team. You can also find the same great food at Cook's Pizza in Wakarusa. A big thank you to Jimtown Pizza for feeding the production crew tonight. And again, an outstanding effort there.
Reminder, Saturday on Pulse FM 103.1, it's college football. Michigan has beaten Indiana every year since 1987. And Tom Allen says that must stop. And we'll see if the Hoosiers can actually do that tomorrow afternoon as they take on the Wolverines. Noon kickoff on 103.1 FM.
Boy, Atkinson did a good job breaking some tackles on that particular play. Folks, Christensen's Furniture is a local family-owned business serving Michiana since 1912. If you're looking for perfect furniture for your home, Christensen's Furniture has everything you need for bedrooms, dining rooms, living rooms, home office, and theater, and much more. Christensen's Furniture, where affordability meets style.
So Marion looking at a 1st and 10 from the Jimtown 18. 24 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining for the Knights. Again, a lot of different things they can do. They've got Lusanga lined up next to Begonia Bright in the backfield. And they need to reset the play clock. That's the pause. Now everybody ready? Begonia Bright looking downfield. In trouble. Flushed out of the pocket. Kept his eyes up. Hit his man. Atkinson dropped the football. Oh, Gregory would have had his 3rd of the night, except he wanted to see where he was going instead of catch the ball first.
First incompletion for the Marion Knights tonight. 4 out of 5 in the first half, 108 yards for Maddox Begonia Bright.
And he hit him in a bad spot, the hands.
Ooh, the hands.
So an official's timeout gives us a chance to thank another one of our sponsors tonight.
Well, great support tonight. We appreciate it very much. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, saluting the players, coaches, and all the team members who work so hard to be successful. At IFT, we put our team to work for you, setting the standard for metal finishing solutions. Reach us at iftworldwide.com and take the teams, like the teams in tonight's game, who are working toward a great finish.
2nd and 10, Davion Taylor in motion. Counter play, and running up the field for Marion is Caleb Lusanga to the 10-yard line. And the Knights will use another timeout with 12 seconds remaining in the half. They have 1 timeout remaining.
Timeout, Marion.
Well, the Marion Knights would like to tag one on the board here. And, of course, Chuck, that would make it a running clock in the second half if they can get another touchdown here. Lather and Fade Shop is proud to announce their new location in downtown South Bend, along with the current Granger and Elkhart locations. Lather and Fade offers world-class barber experience, whether you want a vintage, classic, or modern look. Check out latherandfadeshop.com.
But the only stumble for Marion tonight was when Mike Davidson was trying to say 6th straight sectional title during his interview tonight. But that's what Marion is going for, which would put them in some rarefied air, as you can see from that graphic. The only teams around here to do that. Penn won 11 straight over the 90s and into the aughts. And Jimtown had a 7 straight during that time, and Northwood won 6 in a row under Rich Dodson.
Could be the final play of this first half.
Marion with 1 timeout left. I think they can at least squeeze 2 in here if they need it. Begonia Bright wants to go to the end zone. He's got a man out there too high for Kyrell Franklin. Well covered on the play by Cooper Frank. And you'll get another look at it from Aegis Dental Group. Franklin with a definite height advantage out there, but Frank bodied him up really well.
Kind of a deep fade route that time. Folks, Judson University celebrates excellence in academics and athletics. Judson cultivates an environment of excellence in all fields, motivated by faith Go to judson.edu to learn more about Judson programs, campus life, and to schedule a visit. Judson University.
4th and 2, and Begonia Bright completes the pass for the first down. Jason Johnson able to get out of bounds inside the 5, and 1 second left for Marion to set up a play. I'll tell you what, the timekeepers here at Jimtown would never have gotten away with that in the Bill Sharp era. It's a 1st and goal from the 3, and Marion will use its last timeout.
Fans here at Jimtown not real happy that the Marion Knights use another timeout. They can't really believe that there's a second left in that first half.
Well, that's more the surprise, to be honest.
No question about it. Folks, we want to remind you that Pierce Electric is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Good luck to the Jimmies tonight. Go fight, win, Jimmies. Pierce Electric can handle all your residential, commercial, and industrial electrical needs.
Reminder, more high school football comes your way next Friday night as we continue on the tournament trail with regional action. Could we be at Rice Field in Elkhart? Could we be over in Valparaiso for a rematch of last year's regional? Could Marion be at home? We don't know. We'll find out, and we'll let you know where we'll be next Friday night, 11, Saturday morning at 9, live on Facebook, YouTube, and the Champions Network, 15 minutes before kickoff, whenever that may be.
Folks, Central Hardware and Plumbing Supply is proud supporter of the Jimmies and your complete source of all your hardware and plumbing needs. They feature Flint and Welling pumps, irrigation products, and well supplies. Come see the experts at Central Hardware and Plumbing in Elkhart on Old 33 West.
1st and goal, 2 seconds left in the half. Marion gives it to Caleb Lusanga, touchdown Knights. Lusanga runs it right up the middle for the touchdown, and Marion extends its lead to 43-6 after the 2-yard touchdown run. So Lusanga joins the first half scoring parade. And now the touchdown sponsored by Christensen Furniture. The extra point sponsored by Markley and Associates, with Alec Markley on to try it with no time left on the clock. The snap is good, the kick is up, and it is good. And the Marion Knights will go to the locker room with a 44-6 first half lead. Domination by the fellas in white. Stick around. The Griffin Trailers halftime report comes your way next on the 46th Game of the Week.
Now we welcome you back to Bill Sharp Stadium in that field, where we have a chance here at halftime to honor our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. Well, as always, great representatives of the respective schools are with us. Larry Dare from Marion High School, and Larry's involved in football, and then I think it's a heretic thing where you got to play rugby as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, your dad was a good rugby player and was real active in that. But talk about your time involved with football. I mean, that's a year-round thing these days with weight room and all the training.
Yeah, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time. You know, you got to always be in the weight room, always in off-season practices. It just takes a good balance between school and football to, do both.
Yeah, there's a lot of nights when you'd like to go get a pizza, but you got to get home and study, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like to get home early, but I can't, lifting weights.
What's ahead for you in college? You mentioned that actuarial science, which is, I'm glad I was able to say that, but that's a unique field and yet one that's in big demand.
Yeah, that's right. Just recently it started to intrigue me. I'm planning on going to Purdue to study actuarial science, like you said. It's just intriguing to me, and hopefully it works out.
Larry, talk about the people that have helped you along the way and been behind you.
It always starts with mom and dad. They're always there to push me, make me be my best in schoolwork and on the field. And then, of course, Coach D, being a teacher and a coach, he's always there no matter where you are, making sure you're doing the right thing.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck, and congratulations on receiving this honor, and wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you.
All right, Larry Dare from Marion High School, our student athlete of the week. And we got an intriguing young man over here, Evans Reisecker,
Yes.
who is from Jimtown High School. And Evans, you've got an unbelievable list of things that you're involved with in addition to football, wrestling, track and field. You're also involved in the band and the orchestra. I mean, do you have any time to yourself?
On the weekends, here and there.
You really have to be disciplined about that. You know, we always try to get the young people that watch us to understand that if you're going to do all of these things and do them well in addition to your academics, you really have to be disciplined about your time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of focus and dedication to everything.
Talk about what's ahead for you collegiately. I understand you have a field that you selected as well.
A what?
You have a field that you'd like to go into.
Oh yeah, I'd like to go into engineering in college. I'd like to study more about that.
That'd be great, and I wish you all the best of luck with that. You've got a wonderful support team. Talk about the people that matter in your life.
Oh, the people that matter in my life. It starts with the people who adopted me, both my parents and then my grandpa, who mostly pushed me to do all of these stuff, and I appreciate him a lot for that.
Well, we're proud to have you here. We congratulate you on winning that award. We wish you all the best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
All right? Thank you. Evans Reisecker from Jimtown High School and Larry Dare from Marion High School, our student athletes of the week. Brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com. Find out how you can become a member today. We're back with some exciting halftime highlights and stats in just a moment. You're watching the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week.
And this edition of the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT, where quality is a way of life. The Griffin Trailers halftime report continues with Jimtown trailing Marian by a count of 44-6 in this sectional championship game. Chuck and Bob high above the fray, and partner complete domination by Marion tonight. They just are too big and too fast.
They are, and Jimtown has had a nice season, 7-3 in the first go-around for the new coaching staff. But Marion is a team that is an elite team. They're number 2 in the state for a reason. People have seen them play. They know they have so many weapons. They run back a kick. They've passed for 80 yards in one play. They've had another 59-yard run. They've had so many big plays, and you get a chance to review some of them for the Marion Knights.
Well, quite a few of them in the first half. Let's show you how it got to be this way. First play of the game. Maddox Begonia Bright on play action found Jason Johnson behind everybody. 80 yards to the house, 7-0 Knights, and they were just getting warmed up because on the next possession, Jimtown would be stopped by Mitchell Menting and the Marion defense. And then Greg Atkinson took it to the house on a long touchdown run. It was 14-0. We hadn't even played 3 minutes yet. And the Knights still had some work to do defensively. Brady Hoskins with the interception of Tyson House. That set up a Malcolm Anderson touchdown run as he just went around the left side, took it in from about 22 yards out. 21-0 at that point. A Greg Atkinson 89-yard punt return, perhaps the most dynamic play of the night. 28-0 Knights after one. Isaac Daniels lined up to punt. Center snapped it off the crossbar. That made it 30-0. Caleb Lusanga with a long run there, then took it on in for the score. It was 37-0 Marion at that point. Finally, Jimtown comes down the field after a long Ethan Duvall run. Nice catch here by Jontu Reed as he mosses the defender there. Got the Jimmies on the board. It was 37-6, but Lusanga caps the first half, the final play with a touchdown run, 44-6. The stats are as dominating as the score.
They are. Marion has 277 total yards, and Chuck, there's another 150 in special teams play, and the things that they've done that don't figure in the stat sheet. Jimtown did have 175 yards of offense, 120 of it on the ground, 121 on the ground. They had no penalties in the first half. They did have a turnover, but look at this time of possession. This would look strange if you didn't see the other stats. Jimtown's possessed the ball for 18 minutes and 18 seconds. Marion just 5:42. But Marion didn't take long to score. They got up and down the field in a hurry and lead it here at halftime by a big margin.
44-6 is the margin here at the break. When we come back, we'll have second half action. This has been the Griffin Trailers halftime report. For those of you watching on the BD Industries live stream, we'll have scores from other games around both Indiana and Michigan after this. Let's start you off with Indiana games, and we'll start in Class 6A. Elkhart with a 7-0 lead on Chesterton. That game has now moved to the second. In 6A, Homestead goes to the half with a 17-14 lead on Warsaw. Class 5A, Mishawaka takes a 20-14 lead over South Bend Adams to the half. Adams getting back in that game with a long kickoff return by Chuck Worsham. They're in the second quarter down at Don Bungie Field in Bremen. Pioneer with a 16-0 lead on the Lions. And in 1A, they're in the second quarter. Winnemac and North Judson are still scoreless. Now we have one quick update from Rice Field. Chesterton has tied the game with Elkhart 7-7, 4 minutes to go, second quarter. Up in Michigan, a couple of scores to pass along. St. Joseph leads Harper Creek 34-3 at the half. If the Bears win that one, they play Lakeshore in the district championship next week. And Buchanan tag and Brandywine tonight, 42-0 at the half. Here it's 44-6. Marion on top of Jimtown. Second half play-by-play comes your way in just a little bit on the BD Industries live stream here on TV-46. This edition of the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Terra Credit Union. We get it because we live here too. 44-6, Marion on top of Jimtown here in the second half. We toss it down to Bo Hunt for a Bills Heating sideline report. And Bo, other than not getting hurt, what does Marion try to accomplish here in the second half?
I think the biggest thing here in the second half is to get some of your younger guys some experience. Get them out here in a sectional situation against a very good Jimtown team as well. Like we said before, I mean, this is a really good Jimtown team. And they're going to come out and they're going to play the second half as well and really go after you as well. So Marion-wise, get some younger guys in there, get them some experience against a really good team, and then move on to next week with some healthy guys.
All right, thank you, Bo. Bo's report sponsored by Bills Heating.
Bo, one of the things, if Bo's still with us, one of the things you talked about before the game was how Marion had to keep its focus and not be looking ahead, and I thought they did a terrific job of being ready at that opening kickoff.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that was one of the things in question. Are they going to be focused at the beginning of this game and really take this game serious and not look, towards another game? And I think Coach Davison did a great job of really focusing in on these guys and really getting them ready for this game because they were focused, they were ready to go, they were ready to lay the hammer down from the very first snap. As we saw, the first play of the game, 80 yards. I mean, they were ready to play.
All righty, and Chuck, one of the things, too, about this Marion program is they haven't had an undefeated season since Michael Davidson's dad and uncle were playing for the Marion Knights way back in the early 70s, and so Michael's got a proud tradition that he's trying to uphold, and his Knights have come out ready to play, and they're going to give the ball back to the Jimtown Jimmies here to start the second half and to call the play-by-play of tonight's second half. My partner, Chuck Freeby.
Third quarter brought to us by Granite Creations. The kickoff sponsored by Markley and Associates. Alec Markley's kickoff hurdles down and is fielded by Deacon Dillenbeck back at the 5-yard line. Dillenbeck stopped at the 25 by the Marion special teams. Esau Gonzalez on the stop for Marion.
Jimtown Athletic Department, I'd like to thank the coaches and give a big thank you to all the amazing fans, parents, and staff for working together. Community support is what makes Jimtown such a great place.
So 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Jimmies, who did manage to score on their final drive of the first half, and we'll see how this offense goes to work against the Marion defense, which still has his starters out on the field, at least for this first drive of the third quarter. You'll notice it's running clock here in the third quarter. Ethan Duvall is gobbled up for a loss of 2 in the backfield. Setefano Sete has had himself a fine game, and he makes the stop there. And we've got an injured Knight down on the field, so the clock will stop with 11:03 here in the third.
The Marion staff is coming out to take a look. This is one of the big concerns you have. A game that's really out of control early on. There's Ann Masinski, the longtime trainer of the Marion Athletic Department.
And it's Gavin Stefanik who is the injured player down on the field for Marion.
Michael Davidson out there as well. Folks, the high school game of the week is being brought to you by Frog Plumbing. Frog Plumbing reminds you that we all play a role in making the world a better place. Change. It starts with you.
11:03 to go, third quarter. Marion on top, 44-6. We'll take a break. Back with more after this. This edition of the TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. As you see, Gavin Stefanik having to be helped off the field. And hopefully the Marian leading tackler will be okay to come back next week and play in the regional. It's 2nd and 9 from the 25-yard line for the Jimtown Jimmies, who trail this one by a count of 44-6. Tyson House at quarterback. Jimmy's in an I formation. Jontu Reed trying to get to the outside, and a great play by Greg Atkinson as he fights off the block from Deacon Dillenbeck and comes up and makes the stop at the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8 on a beautiful play there by Atkinson. He's really done it on both sides of the ball tonight.
He really has. And want to remind folks that First Choice Auto Body is cheering on their Jimtown Jimmies tonight for over 30 years. First Choice Auto Body has been your first choice for all your auto body needs. Call them today to schedule your repair. That's First Choice Auto Body.
House on 3rd and 8, rolls out, flings it down the field. He's got his man, that's Jontu Reed, for a first down up to the 39-yard line. So Reed makes the snare, his second grab of the night, and you'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group. It was a good throw on the run that time by Tyson House, and he was able to pick up 12 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 39. Jimmy's putting 8 in the box. And they get through very quickly to get Jontu Reed 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Trace Walter with the stop that time. The senior has really improved his game since he came to Marion 4 years ago.
Got a little bigger. Got in the weight room and got in the kitchen.
6'5", 243 and a senior. 2nd and 12 from the 37. Handoff to Vol, tried to come back, and Stefano Sete says not tonight. Pickup of 2 on the play, it'll be 3rd and 10.
Another opportunity for the Jimmies coming up. We want to thank St. Andrews Products for helping our crew look good tonight, and they are ready to do the same for your team. Reach them at sales@standrewsproducts.com with all the top lines in apparel, business gifts, and advertising specialties. We're ready to help your school or company. At St. Andrews Products, our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
House wants to throw. Hits Duvall. Duvall gets hit. Stefano Sete read that little play, and they'll call it an incomplete pass. 4th down, and you'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group. Sete is laying the lumber to some Jimmies tonight.
Pretty good scouting right there. They had an idea of what Jimtown likes to do in that situation.
Zolkowski Construction sponsors the Isaac Daniels punt. Daniels standing at his own 25-yard line. Greg Atkinson, the deep man, back at his 25-yard line. Snap. The kick by Daniels is a good one. He kicked it away from Atkinson, and it'll roll dead at the 16-yard line. So a beautiful kick of 45 yards, and the clock will continue to run.
Folks, Hardware Plus is a proud supporter of high school sports and has been Osceola's favorite local hardware store for nearly a century, featuring a wide selection of products and customer service experts. Hardware Plus, where service begins with the words, "How can I help you?" and a handshake.
Let me give you 3 quick scores. Bremen got on the board in the 3rd. They trail Pioneers 16-6 3rd quarter. LaPorte has a 14-7 lead on Valparaiso in the 2nd. And Winnemac leads North Judson at halftime 7-0.
Wow.
A couple of surprises in there.
All on the line tonight for a sectional championship. Hardware being passed out around the state tonight.
Here's the snap and the run for Marion. And still pinballing his way up the field is Michael Murphy all the way to the 39. That's a pickup of 22 for Murphy, who a year ago was the second leading rusher on this team. Murphy for 22 that time. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Marion 39. Bryce Lassane in at quarterback here in the third quarter. He's only a freshman. He throws out in the flat. What an attempt at a catch that time by Murphy, and then it was broken up beautifully by Keaton Wolf, the linebacker.
A little high on the pass attempt there, but a good effort by Murphy. As you said, Chuck, that would have been a great catch. Folks, Granite Creations of Mishawaka works with the area's finest architects, designers, and builders. They fabricate granite, marble, and quartz. Whether you need a countertop, vanity, shower, tub deck, or fireplace surround, call them at 255-2121. That's 255-2121 for more information and to get a free estimate.
Davion Taylor with the catch out in the flat on the pass from Lassane. Taylor takes it up to about the 43. It'll be 3rd and 6 from there. So Marion will likely move on next week in regional play, and they'll play the winner of tonight's game between Calumet and Hanover Central. Calumet started its season very late over in Lake County. They only have a, I believe, 4-1 record entering that game. 3rd and 6. Lassane firing deep, and it's a little bit too far. He was trying to get Jason Johnson. They're trying to give the freshman a little bit of time here to work on his skills as he gets ready for next year, the heir apparent.
Well, and one of the things he's done, he's gotten a little bit more relaxed, I guess you would say. He's executing what they want to do. He just hasn't been able to complete passes, but he's out there doing a good job of running the offense. And the Knights will have to punt for the second time tonight.
Their punt sponsored by Markley and Associates. Update from TCU School Field. Mishawaka leads Adams 21-20 in the third. The snap and the kick by Markley. And he booms it down the field. What a roll it gets, and it'll roll inside the 5 all the way to the 4. That's a 53-yard punt by Alec Markley.
Well, that's the second time tonight they've been able to pin the Jimmies deep. I mean, everything that could possibly go wrong for Jimtown has gone wrong. Marion scored early and often in the first quarter, and they've had them at the 4-yard line a couple of times. They've got an interception, and Jimtown snapped the ball off the crossbar. Other than that, it's been a tough night for the Jimtown Jimmies, but I tell you what, they are moving in the right direction. They came in with 7 wins on the season.
And I think I reversed that score when I gave it. It's Adams on top of Mishawaka right now, 21-20. So 3:15 and counting on the Intera Credit Union scoreboard here in the third quarter.
You know, one of the things, Chuck, too, you got to look at is Adams and Mishawaka are playing for the first time this year. They are not in the same conference anymore.
That is true. Run for about a yard there, at least 2nd and 9.
The weather is warm now, but winter is coming. Maddox Automotive provides full-service auto care, including heavy-duty trucks and plows. Get 40 years experience and great labor rates at Maddox Automotive. They're on Old 33 in Elkhart.
2nd down and 7. 2.5 to go here in the third. The pitch out to John 2 Reed. Reed got past one tackler, but is taken down at the 10-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Zolkowski Construction has over 35 years experience in commercial building and restoration. Zolkowski is an area leader in general contracting, interior work, masonry contracting, and restoration. Painting as well as new design and construction. Whether you need a new building or renovation, visit zbuild.com. It's zbuild.com.
On 3rd and 5, Tyson House wants to throw, gets it out there, and he's got his man. That's Nick Carithers, the tight end, with his first grab of the night, 13th of the year, up to the 36 for a first down for Jimtown. Carithers, a three-sport athlete, and the 6'1" junior was wide open.
Boy, the Jimtown Jimmies have every reason to fold up the tent and go home, but they're out here battling tonight against a really terrific team in Marion. That's a good play.
Meanwhile, Caleb Lusanga is the injured player down for Marion.
Folks, Griffin Trailers says go Jimmies. Griffin Trailers manufactures a full line of trailers in a variety of sizes and colors. For more information, contact your local dealers, Motorsports in Elkhart and Cargo Plus in Middlebury.
We can tell you up in Edwardsburg, the Eddies have a 48-7 lead on Vicksburg in the third. Boy, Kevin Bartz just keeps churning out great teams up there at Leo Hoffman Field.
Yeah, one of the things you love to see when you're up there is the little guys that are hanging around, throwing a football in the back behind the bleachers and things like that, and then they come out and watch a game and dream of being an Edwardsburg Eddie.
1st and 10 from the 36 for the Jims. They'll give it to John Two Reed, trying to get around the outside, and he is flung down that time. Nice open field tackle by Gabe Kerr, the junior, who spun down Reed for a loss on the play of 3.
Marion very correct in their angles that they take defensively, and again, it's tough to get around a corner if there isn't one, and Marion did a good job there of taking it away.
Buchanan now leading Brandywine 42-8. That game is in the third quarter. Here, possibly the final play of the third. John Two Reed smothered by that Marion defense at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 13.
Folks, here's a Jimtown Senior highlight brought to you by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care. Linebacker Tim Hutter has worked at Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care for 2 years. He's planning to continue making the automotive industry. After graduation, he's also considering the military. With his free time, he plays sports, hangs out with his friends, and finds reasons to grab his favorite food at Buffalo Wild Wings.
End of 3 here at Bill Sharp Stadium. Marion literally 12 minutes away from a sectional championship, leading 44-6 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by TCU. Grow your future. Visit TCUnet.com. Bo Hunt with the Bills Heating Sideline Report. We talked about Marion earlier. For Jimtown, good first year for Corey Stoner. Do they have the building blocks in place?
Yeah, I think they definitely do, especially with some of their key positions, only juniors this year. And so they're going to be coming back with a lot of experience. And I think the biggest thing is just, bringing back that old school Jimmy tradition, trying to run the ball, trying to pound it down your throat type of offense. Of course, going against a Marion team that gets up, 21-0 within 4 minutes of the game, it's kind of hard to sustain those drives and stuff like that, but definitely has a good base and a good foundation to continue this program where it's been.
All right, thanks, Bo. Fourth quarter brought to us by Granite Creations. The punt by Isaac Daniels, sponsored by Zolkowski Construction. And now Chase Mays will go back deep for Marion as the starters will get the rest of the night off. Mays trying to track this one down. He's going to let it roll. It'll be down right around the 20-yard line, so a 47-yard punt.
And the clock will continue to run here as this game has been decided early on. But again, there's been some good moments for Jimtown. Folks, Markey and Associates would like to give a special shout out to Marion senior players as well as the rest of the team. Very proud of all of you and your accomplishments. They'd also like to thank our entire coaching staff and all the teachers and administrators at Marion High School. We appreciate you. Our school community is truly a family. Go Knights from the great team at Markey and Associates.
Pioneer takes a 22-6 lead on Bremen in the third. Chesterton leads Elkhart at the half, 10-7. Bryce Lassane in at quarterback for Marion. He'll hand it off, and not much running room there as Hunter Hoffman was able to come in and make the stop from his defensive tackle spot. And he was able to make the hit that time on the Marion running back.
Yeah, I don't think Mike Davidson is too concerned about scoring again. We'd just like to run the clock here in this drive, move down the field, and again, get some playing time for his younger players.
Chase Mays was stopped that time. Here's a throw out in the flat. Lassane throws it away. It'll be 3rd and 10. But remember, the clock does not stop with the incomplete pass.
Your proud sponsor, Weaver Consultants Group, located in Granger, Indiana, wants to wish the Marionites good luck tonight and the rest of the season. Check out Weaver Consultants Group on the website at wcgrp.com to see how they can identify solutions to help you achieve your business needs. Again, that website is wcgrp.com.
Lassane throws. The ball dropped by the Marion receiver. As going up for it that time was Gavin Jones. And so it'll be 4th down in a punting situation. The punt sponsored by Markley & Associates.
Coach Chuck, last week, the Marion Knights played down at Tippecanoe Valley and were up big at halftime. And it wound up being a little bit of a closer score. But, again, Mike Davidson was able last week to get some of the younger guys in. And that's really fortunate this late in the tournament. I mean, you're at the sectional championship level and you're getting playing time for the young players.
So Alec Markley getting ready to kick. I think Marion might be short of personnel on the field, so they're going to use a timeout here with 8:32 to go.
Folks, BD Industries in Elkhart has been a leader in aerospace metal finishing for over 40 years. BD Industries is wishing both Jimtown Jimmies and the Marion Knights the best of luck in tonight's matchup, and they want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday season. Nice wishes from the folks at BD Industries in Elkhart, putting family first since 1979.
So let's show you how we got to this point in Class 3A Sectional 26. Marion with easy wins. Well, quite frankly, all through this sectional. They blew out Lakeland and Tippecanoe Valley. Meanwhile, Jimtown, they didn't struggle either. They had an easy time with both Garrett and West Noble, so both of them cruised into this one. But Marion has been the dominant team tonight, leading 44-6.
Well, you just keep working, you keep making progress, and build the program to where you want it to be. And again, we had a great visit with Jimtown this week. Kids are doing a lot of good things.
Punt is taken by Jimtown up at the 40-yard line on the fair catch by Deacon Dillenbeck. And the clock will continue to run with 8:20 to go here in the 4th.
That's the best field position for the Jimtown Jimmies tonight. And again, it comes with a little over 8 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
Drew Mason with his 3rd touchdown of the night. Mishawaka goes back in front 26-21 against South Bend Adams. Good one over there at TCU School Field in the 3rd. Edwardsburg expands the lead to 55-7. The Battle of Vicksburg is over.
And those Buchanan Bucks are playing extremely well. They've got a well-balanced attack as well.
1st and 10 from the 40. Ethan Duvall takes the handoff up the middle. Duvall to the outside. Duvall trying to get to Pater, weaving his way through traffic to the 10. Ethan Duvall with a 30-yard pickup, and you'll get another look courtesy of Aegis Dental Group. He's got to be around 100 yards tonight.
He's pretty close, and again, one of the things that the Marion fans will be saying is, well, we got our backups in there, and you got your first team in there. Well, that's something that you're entitled to do if you're the Jimtown Jimmies. I don't think it's anything other than trying to get your best players an opportunity to get on the scoreboard again.
T formation in the backfield. This time it's Duvall up the middle to Pater for the touchdown. Ethan Duvall scores. It's sponsored by Annie Logan of Century 21. That is his 17th touchdown of the year. And the Jimmies now have 12. Get another look. Terrific blocking up front. Evans Reisacker came up with a nice block there.
He's a big fella. And you know, Chuck, we were talking to him in our student athlete feature. He's in the orchestra, he's in the band, and he's been a singer. Just a multi-talented young man. He hails from Haiti, and is doing a great job here at Jimtown, and really loves being here in the Elkhart area.
He was a junior all-state lineman a year ago. The extra point by Daniel, sponsored by Zolkowski Construction, is good. 6:08 to go in the contest, and it's 44-13 Marion.
Folks, when you're ready to get moving, contact Annie Logan. She's with Century 21, licensed in Indiana and Michigan. Annie is a consecutive multi-million-dollar producer. Annie goes above and beyond for you and is one of Michiana's industry leaders. Whether buying or selling, if you want results, call Annie Logan.
They go to the 4th at Don Bungie Field. Pioneer leading Bremen by a count of 22-6. And as we mentioned earlier, Marion will move on, and they will play the winner of tonight's game between Calumet and Hanover Central. We mentioned earlier, Calumet did not get off to much of a start this season. They had to sit, as many of the teams over in Lake County did, because of COVID. And they got off to a very late start in the season, so they're a little bit of a surprise team. Hanover Central went into the game 8-2, but had a schedule filled with primarily 2A and 1A teams. Zolkowski Construction sponsors the Isaac Daniels kickoff, a little chip shot into where it might not be fielded, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 26-yard line. And Fred Shoup says, run the clock. I got places to go and things to do.
I thought Rick Yurko was going to pick that one up and run it back.
I think we're all blessed that he didn't.
What a staff they put together here at Jimtown, too. A lot of the names of Gene Johnson's back, Mark Ward is back. They're put together a lot of the old Bill Sharp team, and those guys still have a lot to give. And there's a new Kern in town. Did you hear about it?
Yeah, Mark is selling real estate these days, and it's Kenny running around on the football field as he did in a Jimtown uniform not that long ago.
Yeah, and he was wearing some of his dad's practice gear.
So Bryce Lassane trying to get the Jimmies to jump offside, and he did. Lassane with a 5-yard penalty here against Jimtown. And that'll move it up to the 40-yard line, much to the displeasure of some of the Jimmy faithful.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating night for the Jims. And,
1st and 5.
They're asking the official, how could you call that? Well,
because it's against the rules.
Yeah.
Here's the running back, Chase Bays, in the backfield. He's snowed under by Jimmy defenders after a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 7. So if Calumet wins tonight, Marion goes there for the regional. If Hanover Central were to win, the Knights would host the regional at Atulski Field.
And the implication there is that they wouldn't be hosting the semi-seat, possibly against Indianapolis Chittard. They'd love to do that.
They might not host it either way because Chittard is playing on the road tonight and likely to play on the road next weekend as Lassane runs out of bounds, met by a Jimmy defender on his way out.
Lassane stopped near the sidelines thinking, Coach doesn't want me to go out of bounds.
Well, it doesn't matter at this point, so it's an okay play at this stage of the game. Trent Daniels made the stop for Jimtown, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Lassane looking over to Brett Badek to get the play as we go under 4 minutes to go in this one.
Speaking of coaching staffs, that Marion coaching staff's doing a great job.
And they have all year. So here's the snap. Lassane steps away from a defender and finally gets brought down by Stone Normant at the 35-yard line. It'll be 4th and 10 and a punting situation. The punt sponsored by Markley and Associates.
Good to see our buddy Oz from the Marion coaching staff on there tonight. He's going to be getting into teaching and coaching in the South Bend school system, so we wish him all the best of luck. What a good guy.
He has been at Marion for a long time, doing a long list of different duties. with the Marion football program.
I think he was there longer than my junior year.
Here's the backup punter in the game now. Hangs this one high, and the fair catch called for and taken by Deacon Dillenbeck at the 42-yard line. So Jimmy's probably with one last possession here for the 2020 season, taking over with 2:35 and counting.
You think about the seniors that are out there now for Jimtown. They're looking around and thinking this might be the last time. It is the last time for a lot of high school kids that they'll ever play football or have a helmet on. And you think back of all the camps and all the workouts and all the weight room time. And, well, it's just tough. And looks like the Jimmies are bringing in some of their backups, including a new quarterback.
Indeed, they're going with Braden Garner at quarterback. He is a senior, 5'9", 195-pounder. And Garner will pump and throw, and he's got his man. That's Nick Carruthers, and Carruthers racing down the field for a Jimtown touchdown. Well, that's a nice way for a senior to go out. A touchdown pass on the final one he threw.
Nicely done.
Number 9,
And the Jimtown Jimmies were able to get the football and get on the board again. Very similar result, Chuck, what happened last week at Tippy Valley. Michael Davidson did clear the bench and allowed a little more scoring for Jimtown, but the issue had been decided probably back in that first quarter.
Touchdown sponsored by Annie Logan Century 21. The extra point sponsored by Zolkowski Construction. Isaac Daniels on to do the honors. The snap, the set down, the kick is blocked. Marion with its second block kick of the night. And so it's 44-19 with 1:06 left.
Well, it's been a pleasure to be back here at Jimtown High School. We got so many great memories here on TV-46 of many of the games that we've done here over the years. And I didn't see Bo Hunt on that field tonight. He was, you know, those games between Bremen and Jimtown back in the day were just absolute classics. And Bo was walking around looking at the field and said, I wouldn't mind playing on this track. And Bo, have you been enjoying yourself down there in the sidelines?
Yeah, just down here talking to old Rick and Coach Sharp down here, you know, bringing back some old memories and this field out here. And, yeah, definitely. I made the comment. I was like, I don't even know if me and Marcus, and Carpenter could even make a difference in this game.
Well, I did hear you complain about two things before the game coming here, Bo. Number one, they didn't have turf when you played. And number two, they didn't have any sectional championship games when it was 63 degrees here.
Yeah, I know. You know, normally it was either snowing. We had with the infamous Snow Bowl, and then a few years later, with that freshman class that came up when they were, I believe, juniors, they had the infamous rainstorm, and from about the 30 to the 30, it was nothing but water, about 4 inches. I believe it snowed the next day, did not?
It did.
Yep.
As I recall, I think you guys finished out here, but Penn played Portage the next day, and Portage was a heavy favorite, but not in 6 inches of snow.
Oh, what a mess that field was.
Definitely a fun time playing out here. Definitely a lot of memories. A lot of respect for the Jimmies out here, and running into some of the old folks around here that were around back in the old days. And, you know, a lot of tradition here on Jimtown land here in Bago. Just one of the biggest things with the football program really leads a lot of this stuff, but a lot of their sports. I mean, they had a lot of state championship in other sports as well. So just a well-rounded program out here, and just love this turf, man. Be nice some other schools grab some of this turf as well. It's just nice walking on.
Well, the Jimmies will close out the season 7-4 as Marion takes a knee and wins its 6th consecutive sectional championship. The Marion Knights move on to the regional with a 44-19 win over Jimtown. So that's going to do it for our game coverage. Stick around for the post-game show brought to you by Annie Logan Century 21. We'll talk to our player of the game and have our electrifying play of the game as Mike Davidson takes a victory shower on TV-46.
Check, check, check. Stick one.
All right, come back just a little bit, if you would. Greg, come a little bit farther.
Yep. Yeah,
There we go.
Hopefully everybody gets off over this and through it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Standing by with our player of the game, Greg Atkinson. Hey, what a great explosive game you guys had right from the start. Just talk about that start you guys had.
I mean, we had to come out with a strong start. We practiced all week and we just had to put the pieces together. And once we put the pieces together and come as a team, we dominated on the field on Friday night.
You had a touchdown run, return, just everything was working for you guys, special teams, defense. Just talk about how this is really a team aspect for you guys out there.
I mean, in practice, we practice on special teams a lot. They really put that together. I want to give a big shout out to the blocks that we had on the edge, and all my guys helped me because they know what I can do.
6 sectional row for you guys. Just talk about the tradition at Marion with that.
It's a great tradition. I mean, I want to keep it going. Every year, I want the guys under us to come and get a better sectional championship than we did the previous year before.
Hey, one last question. You guys got possibly Chittard coming up. I know that was the game on your guys' thoughts. Just thoughts about that game. I know you got one next week yet.
I mean, Chittard, we gonna warm up for them just the way we did any other team. We want to make it down the state just like they did last year. We're gonna put all our effort into it.
Hey, I'll let you get back and celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV-46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by...
We promised at the Open tonight that there would be some hardware passed out, and for the 6th consecutive season, it goes into the trophy case of the Marian Knights as they celebrate down on the field holding that piece of hardware after a 44-19 win over Jimtown tonight here at Bill Sharp Stadium on the campus of Jimtown High School. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel high above the fray. Very impressive by Marion tonight.
It really was, Chuck, and as you see the celebration going on, Marion's had this for quite a while, 6 in a row. And the thing is, like, the seniors are the ones holding the trophy. And every class wants their class to have a special experience. And here they are, sectional champions, heading to a regional next week. Not sure exactly who they're going to play. And a lot of people have been talking about a matchup with Chitar, but the kids are all in the same mindset, and that is next game is the most important one.
Well, that's 3 straight years the seniors have gotten to hold a sectional championship trophy for all 4 years of their career. So let's go down to the field now and meet our player of the game. He's standing by now with Bo Hunt.
Standing by with our player of the game, Greg Atkinson. Hey, what a great explosive game you guys had right from the start. Just talk about that start you guys had.
I mean, we had to come out with a strong start. We practiced all week and we just had to put the pieces together. And once we put the pieces together and come as a team, we dominate on the field on Friday night.
You had a touchdown run, return, just everything was working for you guys, special teams, defense. Just talk about how this is really a team aspect for you guys out there.
I mean, in practice, we practice on special teams a lot. They really put that together. I want to give a big shout out to the blocks that we had on the edge, and all my guys helped me because they know what I can do.
6 sectional row for you guys. Just talk about the tradition at Marion with that.
It's a great tradition. I mean, I want to keep it going. Every year, I want the guys under us to come and get a better sectional championship than we did the previous year before.
Hey, one last question. You guys got possibly Chittard coming up. I know that was the game on your guys' thoughts. Just thoughts about that game. I know you got one next week yet.
I mean, Chittard, we gonna warm up for them just the way we did any other team. We want to make it down the state just like they did last year. We're going to put all our effort into it.
Hey, I'll let you get back and celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Greg Atkinson shouldn't have a problem returning to that celebration quickly because he looked very fast on our electrifying play of the night, sponsored by the electrical workers of Local 153. Fielding a punt back at his 11-yard line and going to the left side. And, man, you're going to see by the time he gets that, as Michael Davidson goes to take the sectional trophy over to his family. Let's take a look. This is electrical workers' play of the night. And Atkinson indeed was electrifying here.
One of the things, Chuck, I liked about this, he kind of slowed down right here, let his blockers get set up, and then just blew by everybody. He's a tremendous talent.
It helps when you have 4 blockers going against 1 punter. That usually works out well. So he was smart to credit his blockers. Our thanks to the electrical workers of Local 153 for sponsoring our electrifying play of the game. So the Marion Knights move on. We don't know whether they'll be at home or on the road. If they play Calumet, that's a road game. If Hanover Central wins, they'll have to come to a Tulski field.
And a shout out to Michael Davidson, 30 wins in his first 3 seasons with the Marion Knights, 30-3, and the Knights move on. And tell you what, a great tradition continues at Marion with his leadership.
They've turned on the blowers. It's time to get on out of here. Our congratulations to the Marion Knights, and our thanks to our TV-46 crew who brought you this one, led by our producer, Dean Korsmo, and the rest of our crew. A reminder, college football on the air Saturday afternoon on 103.1 FM as the Indiana Hoosiers, ranked number 13 in the nation, take on number 23 Michigan. And then, of course, next Friday night, we'll find a regional to go to, whether it's close by or maybe over in some place like Valparaiso. We'll bring you regional action as we take you all the way down the Turney Trail, including all 6 state finals from Indianapolis. Now for my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final, Marion 44, Jimtown 19. Congratulations to the Marion Knights, 2020 sectional champs.